Y'all, it's been a minute. And I can't lie. I've had a crazy what's it been? A week and a half? I don't even know where the fuck to start, to be honest. I've been on a couple dates. I went on a date with this guy who I really liked him. He was very good looking. We went on a first date and it was fine. It was whatever. It was like, we didn't have like crazy chemistry. He's a bit older than me and good looking. Well, I was later talking to him and I don't know, there's something about being around older guys that makes me feel very calm. I feel like older people, they do have like a lower energy because life has kind of taken it out of them. I kind of relate to that. I'm seeing a new therapist and she just told me that it sounds like you're talking about your life as if you're at the end of it. I know I'm young and I do still have that youthful kind of life in my eye that slowly dims over time. Yeah, I do feel sometimes quite old and tired and like all these opportunities have passed me by. But I like being around older people because I think some of the anxiety starts to fade once you get older because you're like, yeah, I'm not in control of any of this, so whatever. And I feel like a lot of younger people like my age, I'm 24, they still think they have a little bit of control over their lives. It's fucking hilarious. I am vaping again, which is really great for me. My friend visited me from America and left her nice 5% nicotine American vape accidentally in my house. It was left in my cutlery drawer. So this first date went pretty all right. So after the first date, this guy stuck in my head, even though there was like nothing special. It was just a normal first date. And I was like, ooh, okay, I can't stop thinking about him. This is limerence. And I know it's not right. So I was like, okay, let me have a peaceful day by myself, focus on myself, went to my yoga class. All I could think about was the hot, ripped 50-year-old men doing handstands in front of me with their fucking sweaty balls right there upside down. I was just like kind of staring at them being like, and thinking about this other guy. Don't read into that too much. And then I was walking down King's Road and I bought a book at Waterstones. Then I went to the Duke of York Square little market thing with lots of food. I got myself some sushi. I was reading this book. It's about postpartum depression and this woman. And I was like, oh, this seems interesting. It's well written. And then I got to chapter 2 and she talks about how one day she was at home masturbating. She felt a lump in her vagina. And I was like, okay, this is taking an interesting turn. Let's see where this goes. And that she looked it up and apparently it was a tooth. She was growing teeth in her vagina. This is chapter 2. So I keep reading a couple more pages until I just start thinking about the fact that when you have a baby, it's possible for some of their extra DNA to get like stuck in you and to just grow teeth or hair and maybe a tail. Okay, maybe that's not right. In places where you really shouldn't be having fucking teeth. And then she started talking about how she grew to love the teeth in her vagina. And that's where I closed the book, to be honest. This is a little too much for me on this Saturday. I think I'm going through enough. But then anyways, I think a couple days later, I still was thinking about this guy and I was like, okay, let me just text him because if I'm still thinking about him, like, maybe it means something. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It means that if you're like, oh, I have feelings, probably means it's triggering something awful from your childhood that you should run so far in the opposite direction. Thank you, Disney Channel, for not teaching that to any of us. So I was texting him, I was like, what are you looking for? Because I like you and where is this gonna go? And he was being kind of like cagey and I couldn't read him. He said, I don't want to play your games. I was like, okay. Because I said, hey, I'm going to be going on another date, but I'll cancel it if you're interested in like pursuing this more. And like, listen, I haven't dated as an adult. Yeah, maybe that's forward, but also like I'm kind of honest and like I'm not looking to date because I want to be dating forever. If there's something serious, like I want to have those conversations early and like verify whether this is going to work out or not. I was like trying to have that with him because I was like, okay, you said you want to work a lot. So you said that was an issue with other girls. And I was like, okay, I'm down to have that setup where you work a lot and I have my life and I can be supportive from afar. Let's see how that goes. Like, what is this gonna look like? But I guess because I said I'm going on a date with this other guy, he considered that to be playing games when really I was just kind of being honest. I did kind of say, you know, you guys can go 1v1. You know, if you want to fight this guy for me, you got to tell me now. Maybe a little crazy after a first date. He was like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like, I'm not gonna fight over another guy for you. It's like, okay, whatever. I was like, okay, it's just annoying because I liked you. It's always the guys that I really like that never liked me back. And he said, no, but I do like you. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I'm not trying to play games. He went on with like lots of one-word answers, not saying much. And I was like, do you want to take me on a second date? And it's like, first of all, probably shouldn't be asking that question. If he wanted to take me on a second date, he would ask me. And then there was back and forth for a while of him being cagey, me being over-explanatory. And then he was like, listen, I think you're beautiful, but if you want to be with me, you have to get in shape. Brother, what? Brother, what? Get in shape? I said, what shape? Tell me, what shape? Draw it for me. I go to the gym 4 times a week. I don't have a job. All I do is fucking go to the gym. Okay, I'm not like fucking, I'm not super in shape, but like, I'm not out of shape. And I was like, what do you even mean? And then I took a second. I was like, okay, Sarah, this is crazy. I can't, like, I can't pursue this. But then I remembered that he's hot. So I was like, okay, strength or leanness? He was like, leanness. I was like, okay, this is crazy. This is a huge red flag. I should run in the opposite direction. So what I did was ask him, okay, give me a diet plan. Only went on one date with this guy. Give me a diet plan. Has anyone seen my self-esteem? I don't know where it's gone. Then he sends me like a shower picture, like of him in the shower, like just getting out of the shower. And I was like, you know what? You have some pudge. What are you talking about, leanness? You got some love handles right there, bud. I was like, there's no way all you eat is like steak, fish, and eggs. Like, what in the Joe Rogan? Still look good. So I was like, so I sent him a picture of myself and I was like, do I look, where's the fat on me? Okay, fine, I have a little fat. Anyways, that was our last interaction. I don't think we will interact again unless something goes horribly wrong in my life. So I'm getting cool sculpting this week. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, it did kind of inspire me to go more on that diet because doing like that kind of keto diet, I've been wanting to do that for a while and like cut out sugar. But also my friend was in town and I wanted to take her to the Cedric Grolet patisserie. I don't know if it is a patisserie, but it's like one of the best pastry chefs in the world. And yeah, I did devour a giant thing of just cream and pastry because I can't be fucked. One day I'm gonna do the keto diet, okay? And then I will hit this guy up. So I think I have a problem, but it's under control. I think that did kind of wake me up to the fact that I'm like, okay, I think I should have a little more self-respect in a couple aspects of my life. But unfortunately, then I went to Budapest, and there was not a lot of self-respect going on that trip. Okay, no, I'm exaggerating. It was fine. It was so much fun. I went with my friend Christina, and we went on a Prosecco cruise. So we flew in 9 a.m. that morning. I was up at 4:30. I don't know why I was up at 4:30. Left for the airport at 6. I packed at 4:30. We had gone out the night before to the Montague Pike Weatherspoons, where I did get my wallet stolen. For the second time ever in my life, I got my wallet stolen. For the second time in a fucking Weatherspoons. So, fuck you, Weatherspoons. I'm never going to a Weatherspoons again. And they didn't even have the Purple Rain pitcher cocktail, which is the best cocktail at Weatherspoons. It's the only reason why I would ever go into a Weatherspoons. So I got my wallet stolen on Friday, woke up at 4:30 in the morning, got on a plane, landed in Budapest that day. It was beautiful. Went straight from the airport to the Szentendrei, the most popular baths, the thermal baths. Had a great time. Probably got some sort of foot issue from it because we didn't have slippers or a towel. It's kind of nasty in there, but it's really fun to sit in a sauna with some middle-aged Slavic men. I really felt like I was doing something, doing some cold plunges. So the only thing I ate I think, the entire time we were in Budapest was this langos, which is basically fried bread with sour cream and cheese on it. It's probably the best food. I was telling Christina, I was like, it doesn't get better than this. This is the best food. This is the best food can get. Fried bread with cheese. It doesn't even need tomato sauce like a pizza. It was so fucking good. And only from this one touristy place next to the Fisherman's Bastion. Because I had another one, it wasn't the same. The bread is just perfect, and oh my god, there's probably 1,000,000 calories in it. So after that, I went on a quest to find a flask and some tequila, because I said, if we're going on this Prosecco cruise where you get unlimited free Prosecco, and I'm going to be throwing back this Prosecco, I'm going to be throwing up and hungover, and I'm going to feel horrible, but I know myself, and if I just drink straight tequila by itself, I won't be hungover, I won't black out. I mean, I don't really black out, but, like, I'll have a good time. I won't get sleepy. Tequila doesn't make me sleepy, because usually I would get very sleepy at, like, 10 p.m. Went into a bar. I left the bar I was sitting in with my friend, and I said, I'm gonna go find a place that will fill my flask, because the bartender said, there's cameras here, we can't fill your flask for you. So I went into a bar, and I asked the bartender to fill my flask, and I just said, I'll pay whatever. I'll give you whatever money, just give me the tequila, I'll give you whatever I have, okay? Just fill this flask for me so I can have a good time on this Prosecco cruise, because I would rather die than drink this free Prosecco. No offense to people who drink Prosecco, but that would make me so sick. I already drank tequila, so I can't mix alcohols, whatever. So this angel who fell from heaven filled my tequila flask for me at the bar. I'm walking on cloud 9. I'm walking through the streets of Budapest, hitting my flask. It's in my back pocket. Another part of the story is, when we left the hotel to go out, I said, I don't want to leave my watch in the hotel room in case it gets stolen. As if anyone was going to come clean it. And I don't want to wear it at my wrist because I'm going to go out drinking and stuff. I don't want it to get stolen. Budapest is like a little sketch. Let me put my watch in my pocket. This is going to be an important fact that comes back later. So I have my flask. We get on the Prosecco cruise. From there, things get a little bit fuzzier. We sit with these two fabulous dudes, gay dudes, from like Canada and Ireland. They're awesome. I love them. We have a great time. We're like dancing. I think I was like dancing with the bartender. We made such good friends with all the bartenders. At the bar we were at previously, they were like, can you leave a review? I had already had maybe 2 tequila on the rocks at that point. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna leave you a review. I love you guys. And I left all of their names in a Google review, which honestly, maybe tequila makes me a better person, because I left a glowing review, and I'm sure that made their day. I would love for someone to leave me a positive Google review. That never happened in my fucking job when I was doing customer service. I just got yelled at in Arabic, okay? We leave the Prosecco cruise with these 2 fabulous gays and this British couple, also very nice, and we say, we're going to Semplikert. Absolutely butchering the pronunciation of this bar. It's like the ruin bar. It's like the famous ruin bar. It's like everything's like neon inside. It's really cool. So we go there. We get in the Uber. My Uber rating tanks. We are the most obnoxious. It's 6 of us. Me and my friend are drunk. The other of them, I don't know how drunk they are. Definitely not as drunk as me and my friend. Holy shit. I have videos. I took my camera and I recorded like all of it. So obnoxious. I was so obnoxious. I feel so bad for this Uber driver. I think on the way to the Prosecco cruise, I was already drunk. And I have a video of me saying to the Uber driver, I need you to find me a sexy Hungarian cowboy. And I don't know how he could have done that. Because, you know, the Hungarians, they were like horsemen. Like, they were like cowboys. They're really sexy. Also, the Hungarian, like the Budapest airport customs agents, so sexy. Oh my god. They're all like buff. I was like, you can keep rifling through my bag. You can rifle through more than my bag. You need to do a cavity search? Can I volunteer for a cavity search, please? Anyways, no, sorry. Actually, I'm saving myself for this guy. Like, I'm only on week 1 of my keto diet for this other guy, so I can't. Anyways, so we get to Zempla Kurt, and we go in line, and I'm like, how do I skip the line? I'm like, guys, I have money. Let me just pay this guy. And I was like, hey, how much to get us in? How much to get us in? And he's like, what the fuck is this girl talking about? He's like, 5,000 forint. I don't know why I'm doing an Israeli accent. It's because it's the only thing I can do. And I was like, but this is the really embarrassing part. I said, but we're sexy. Let us in. We can't go in for free. We're sexy. Let us in. So we pay 5,000 forint each. We get in, have a good time, and then Christina is like, I have to go outside. She's not in a good way. I'll spare you the details. So me and our gay friend, he walks us back to the hotel, and I'm taking care of her. She's not in a good way. And me and the gay guy have a deep talk. Sorry for calling him the gay guy. I don't want to out him. You know who you are. And then she's like, leave me alone. And I'm like, are you sure? Because you look like you are genuinely on the brink of death. And she's like, leave me alone. So we leave. And I go back to the bar. And then we meet some nice girls. And then I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm going to go home. But then I see a karaoke bar. And then I have a fabulous time at this karaoke bar. And at one point, I do pull a full back. I go on my knees. This is something I've actually done multiple times. SD card filled up. So yeah, I was doing a back bend in this karaoke bar in Budapest at around 2 a.m. I was alone, but I found this group of like Americans, and there was this one weird guy who like really kept trying to hit on me, and then I kept pushing him away. He was from Surrey apparently, and I was like, no, go away from me. You're from Surrey. You can't dance. Because I was pulling out the moves, okay? So yeah, so I did a back bend, because I mean, I was the life of the party. Like, karaoke, there, you guys heard me sing Barbra Streisand. I'm there. The back bend is relevant back to the other part of an earlier aspect of the story where I decided to put my watch in my pocket. Because after I left the karaoke, I was like, where's my watch? It's not in my pocket. And I was like, okay. Oh, I did a back bend. So I left the karaoke bar when it closed. So I got home about half an hour before we were meant to leave from the airport. So lovely. My friend somehow got herself into bed. Don't know how. And yeah, my watch was gone. So I was like, okay, cool. Awesome. It must have been when I did a back bend in that karaoke bar, my watch must have fell out of my trousers. Okay, cool. So in the span of 48 hours, I have managed to get my wallet stolen and lose my watch. Okay, whatever. Let's just get to the airport. I go on my phone. I call the Uber to the airport. My friend is just like, let's just fucking go. She's sick because free Prosecco. And I was like, I told you, don't drink sugary drinks. She's like, I love my sugary drinks. I'm like, you're going to be hungover. You're going to have a miserable time tomorrow and I'm going to be fine. And I was tired because I didn't sleep, but I was fine. Thank you to the tequila gods. I swear by this method of drinking, because I didn't drink for a long time because I hated the feeling of being hungover. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm too old for this. I don't want to feel sick and gross and horrible the next day. If I just drink tequila on the rocks, literally no tonic, because even with tonic water, it makes my stomach feel kind of gross. It doesn't taste, it's like, if you're gonna drink, drink. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna fucking drink, okay? And I'm gonna do it properly, and I'm gonna handle myself. Did I make some decisions I probably wouldn't have normally made? No! Because I don't make good decisions anyways. So I call the Uber to the airport, we're in the car, we get to the airport, I pull up my boarding pass. Just some background, my phone has no case on it. If you're wondering where this is going. I have a screen protector on it with just millions of cracks. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. It's a privacy protector so I can do my banking stuff when I'm on the train. Okay? I drop right before we get on the plane, I drop my phone one more time. I dropped my phone approximately 50,000 times over the course of that night. Okay? and everything else. Maybe even took my watch out, dropped. I just dropped everything for some reason. We get on the plane, I go on my phone, it's just not responding to my tapping. It's just not doing anything. I'm like, okay. So I now have a 2.5 hour flight with no phone. Perfect. So I sleep for half of it because I'm so tired. It was the longest, it was the longest 90 minutes of my life being awake on that flight. Otherwise, it was fine. Get home and I'm like, okay, great. I'm so tired. I just don't want to do anything today. I have to go get a new phone. With my friend's vape, I go and I just grab my phone and this guy's talking to me. Hey, how can we help you today, miss? I'm like, give me a phone. I want the orange iPhone 17 Pro with 256 gigs of storage. Give it to me right fucking now before I crash out on you. He was like, okay, ma'am. So that was the conclusion of my weekend. Amazing time. I love Budapest. Yeah, I lost my wallet, my watch, and my phone in one weekend. I guess that's God's way of saying, hey, Sarah, you want to put yourself out there, go on a little, do some traveling because you don't really do traveling for fun. Here's what you get for that. This is genuinely the first like girls trip I've had where like I'm just traveling for fun. I don't know how long. It's not really something I did. It's something everyone does. They always like go on trips. It's so easy to travel from London. I'm like, I'm not interested. I'm depressed and fucked up and whatever. And traveling gives me anxiety. I don't like having to be on time and go on planes. I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. So yeah, I slept 12 hours last night. Today is Thursday. I'm still not recovered, but I wasn't hungover. And I fucking stand by that, okay? So that's my story. Maybe I'll include some videos if you're lucky. Okay, I think in 20 minutes I have to run to my hair appointment. I'm getting my hair dyed a little darker, some gloss, and that's all I have for you today. You're welcome for coming back, even though I said, I want this podcast to be a comfort watch, to be consistent. Well, welcome to the reality of me. I'm not a consistent human being because I got fucking problems, okay? But hope you enjoyed my little stories. I would be more expressive, but I just got Botox. I'll talk about that more in the next episode. Hope you have a good Friday or whenever the fuck I get this up, and goodbye.